.com. Game 76 of the season is in the books.
It's the Pizza Hut Lakers Postgame Show.
Big is back. It's bigger, it's cheesier. The Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal.
Big New Yorker only at pizzahut.com.
877-710-ESPN.
It's the Pizza Hut Lakers Postgame Show.
Tipping off now.
Now, here's Alan Sliwa.
All right, 121 and 110 the final score. Lakers over the Chicago Bulls, back at 500, 38-38. 8th place in the Western Conference. 6 games left to go. It's getting pretty exciting, Laker fans. Had to have it tonight, especially after that loss on Sunday. And the big names came through. Really, all the starters came through. If that's the starting lineup that the Lakers got moving forward, it's a pretty damn good starting lineup. Austin Reaves ended up with 19 points and 5 assists. D'Angelo Russell took 12 shots, 7 of 12 from the field, 17 points, plus 35 in the plus-minus. LeBron, 25, 7, and 4, ended up playing 31 minutes, did it on 19 shots, 10 of 19. And my favorite stat line, of course, why wouldn't it be? AD just dominated on both sides of the floor. He said that the team came out really hungry. Well, I'll tell you what. I hope they're hungry on Friday, and then hungry again on Sunday, then hungry again on Tuesday and Wednesday, because these final 6 games could determine I still feel fine that they're going to make the play-in tournament, but I don't need to sell Laker fans on being 7 or 8, how much, just how important that is over 9 and 10. But they're positioning themselves okay if you just take care of your own business. None of these teams right now in the West are consistent. Certainly at least in that 6 through 11 range or so. Dallas just lost again. OKC did 1-1 against the Pistons, lost yesterday to Charlotte. You kind of don't know what you're going to get from a lot of these teams on a night-in, night-out basis. AD tonight, 38 points, 10 rebounds, 13 of 20 from the field, 11 of 14 from the free throw line, 2 steals, 2 block shots. He was dominating. The question's going to be is what AD are we going to get on Friday? And I don't have that answer for you. But we know that has not been consistent enough. 121-110 the final score. Need a break from the everyday? Well, fans, it might be your lucky day, because tonight Fantasy Springs Resort Casino is giving away a 2-night stay, plus dinner and golf or bowling for 2. Make any day your lucky day. Book now at fantasyspringsresort.com. Phone number is 877-710-ESPN. 877-710-ESPN. If you're out driving on the road, listening on the ESPNLA app, on any of our social platforms, feel free to call in. Love to take your calls. Let's go to Lakers head coach Darvin Ham, get his thoughts on the Lakers win.
Darvin, the eye test and just the numbers showed the starting lineup worked pretty well the first time together. What did you see clicking with that group?
Again, just communication, those guys talking through the defense, talking through the offense, which actions were fruitful, which ones weren't, and just, working through it, talking through it. Chicago's a hell of a ball club with a lot of capable players that can do you in. You think about Vooch and DeMar and Zach, Kobe off the bench. They have a plethora of guys that can make huge impacts, throughout the course of a 48-minute game. So we just wanted to try to put them in some uncomfortable positions with their defense and sort of spread the ball around a little bit. Not overdose on any 1 or 2 actions, but just try to slowly sift through the offense and see what was, bringing us the most returns.
And then just looking at the bench unit, what's the balance with LeBron and D'Lo kind of both coming back and kind of minutes and that, and wanted to stagger them some with that unit versus, just kind of keep them together with the starters more? How are you looking at that?
Yeah, it's good to have one of those guys, whether it's Bron, D'Lo, AR, one of those guys on the floor with the bench unit. And, I thought Malik, had a couple rough moments tonight, but he's a trooper, man. He's not going to stop fighting, not going to stop competing, and it's nice where he saved our behinds too, and I look forward to him doing that more often going forward. But having one of those guys out there or if it's all 5 guys, just making sure we get into a rhythm and we try to find the actions and the defensive coverage that suits that group.
I guess I'll have a follow on Malik. He It's obviously like it looks like he's not comfortable out there, or hasn't been as comfortable as of late. What do you do as a coach to get a guy's confidence back up?
Well, I don't know if he's lost confidence. He's probably a little frustrated. I mean, again, I'm behind him 1,000%, and he's going to continue to get his minutes. And we just got to continue to set great screens for him, encourage him to continue to shoot the ball and to continue to compete defensively. There's no really magic pill. You just got to keep playing ball. You know, every night's not going to be a night in the 82-game season. You're going to struggle, have nights where you struggle. Same goes with Brian, AD, Austin, D'Lo, Dennis. Nobody is 82-0 in terms of outstanding performances. So you just got to continue to encourage him to do what he does, and I'm sure he'll do that.
And AD 30 and 10 obviously had a monster game, but it seemed to me LeBron rather quickly looked like his old self, even like a more impactful night than he had the other day. What did you see out of LeBron?
I mean, it's easy for LeBron to roam free, man, when A is playing with a sense of urgency and A is really dominating and leading the charge and playing with force. It's easy for guys to eat off that wave. And he did that tonight. I thought he came out early and set a tone. We called his number a lot. And, those guys, they're trying to double team him. They're trying to shade and shift extra bodies over to be, in his circumference. And, when we start playing second and third side basketball, backside basketball, and then when A went out, Brian being able to get some really good looks based off those guys trying to crowd A, got him into a good rhythm and got him going. So now we can go call his number. And Austin had his moments. D'Lo had his moments. But it all starts with A, man. Him just playing with force, him not settling, putting pressure on the defense to foul, him being just loving and living in the paint. And it allows other guys to quietly get into a rhythm and then get to the point where we can't feature them as well.
All right, that's Lakers head coach Darvin Ham right there. We're going to take some of your phone calls when we come back. Plus, we'll get a chance to hear from LeBron James. Lakers over the Bulls, 121-110, the final score, 38-38 on the season. Stay right here. Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
The championship game is
What's up, everybody? Y'all know who this is. I ain't got to tell you, but I'm going to tell you anyway. This is Gary Payton, the glove. You know what I'm saying? Listen, join me at Yamava Casino and Resort on Monday. Y'all heard me. Monday, April the 3rd. That's right. I'll be hanging out with Sedano, if y'all know him, and Cap from ESPNLA. They want to hang out with me, man, so I'm going to go hang out with them. You know what I'm saying? Try to do it. But, we'll be watching the college championship game. It's going to be it's going to be a beast. I know y'all want to be there. Man, I'm going to be giving away prizes and more, man. So look here. Come hang out with me. I'll see you there. Man, championship Monday, NCAA, baby. I'm going to be there. Come get with me. Later.
the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Highlights from tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line.
Presented by Pizza Hut.
Big is back. It's bigger, it's cheesier. The Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal. $13.99 Big New Yorker, only at pizzahut.com.
Hi, this is Anthony Davis of your Los Angeles Lakers.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
It's time for Lakers Postgame with Sliwa.
Now, here's Alan Sliwa.
121 to 110, the final score. Points in the Paint all season long is sponsored by Vista Paint. Right now, local residents can take 40% off on factory direct high-quality Vista Paint products. A Vista Paint team member will show you how locally owned, manufactured, and operated since 1956. Visit VistaPaint.com and start saving. Lakers win the game 121 to 110, and points in the Paint actually tied tonight, 58 apiece for each team. Lakers, the free throw advantage was big. The fact that the Bulls struggled so much from three, obviously helpful. Turnovers pretty close, 16 to 14. Still too many turnovers for the Lakers, but they came out the gate. I thought set the tone for the game, even though the Bulls erased that entire, a 17-point lead that the Lakers built early on. I thought from the end of the second quarter on, Lakers dominating the game, was never really in threat. All right, let's take a couple quick phone calls here. Let's go to Solomon and Lake Balboa. Solomon, what's going on?
Hey, Alan, I'm good. I'm so happy about this win because I said you have to pay them back for that embarrassment at home, and they went and did it. So my hat's off to them. You said something really interesting, Alan. You were pointing out some teams, and you said, you never know what you're going to get from, and you listed a few, and that are all down in the lower 7, 8, 9, 8, 9, 10
in the standings
position.
Yep.
That you never know what you're going to get from them on any given night, and you hit something. I went, duh. So if the Lakers can just play consistent for these next games, they're going to be looking good. And the two areas that are always the problem, or have been problems, is free throws and turnovers. If they can keep that, keep the percentage up on the free throws and watch the turnovers, I think they're looking pretty good. And you are right. I like that starting lineup.
Well, and I appreciate you calling in, Solomon. I think, listen, I don't think the Lakers are in a terrible spot. I think the way I just described, we're not sure what team will show up in the West. I think the Lakers have the same inconsistency. Kind of something stuck out to me. AD said that they came out hungry tonight. When I hear that, it's like, okay, I get it. Did you come out hungry because you lost to the one on Sunday? You lost the game on Sunday? So why didn't you come out hungry on Sunday? So I don't know. I have a difficult time telling you who this Lakers team is going to be night in and night out. Now, what was unique about tonight, LeBron obviously his second game back. D'Angelo Russell's back in the lineup as well, and he played as a starter. Lakers, if there's one thing that they have that's different than a lot of these other teams out in the West, they haven't had a consistent lineup. And since the trade deadline, even when they went out and a lot of people complimented the Lakers on the trades that they made, it's not like everybody's been playing together. Now, got 6 games left. So maybe there's a little continuity over these 6 games. I think you have a very favorable schedule, even though you got a really tough one coming up on Friday night. Maybe you can build some momentum as you get. I'm not going to talk about they're not far from being in the top 6. We know that. They're only a game and a half out from where the Warriors are. However, I think right now with the team in front of them being the Minnesota Timberwolves, just make sure if you're not going to be one of those top 6 teams, can you get a 7 or 8? And I think that should be the goal right now. And if you take care of your business, then I think that's going to just happen naturally. Let's take another call here. Let's go to Joe in the Inland Empire. Joe, what's going on?
Alan, how you doing, man?
I'm good, buddy.
Yeah, I'm happy we got the win today. I want to say it feels good to have LeBron back, having a complete roster, almost without Mo Bamba. I'm happy that we're getting a little continuity, a little bit. I just want to say that only thing with Darvin Ham, he gave Lonnie a shot to play after he came and scored 20. And he took Rui out. Mm-hmm. And it's like, for some reason, he gets attached to players that aren't playing good. Like when Pat Beverly was on the team and he was shooting like 25%, he kept him in the starting lineup. And he's like doing the same thing with Beasley now. Like Lonnie Walker should be playing over Beasley. It shouldn't be Rui or Lonnie. It should be Lonnie or Beasley between getting playing time. I think our bench would be a lot better if Lonnie got consistent minutes instead of those ball scoring last-minute opportunities that he gets when he's just trying to put a couple garbage time points up.
So, Joe, I'm going to jump in. I appreciate you calling in. Yeah, Beasley's not producing. If that's kind of the question, Beasley's been incredibly inconsistent since he's been here. And Lonnie, if we're just using those two players because they both play the same position, there's a time Lonnie was obviously a true producer because he got a ton of minutes, and I thought Lonnie Walker did a pretty good job this year when he had those opportunities. Beasley is so hot and cold, primarily cold, than he is hot. So it's kind of a fair argument. I don't got any issues with that. All right, let's take a quick listen. Here's Austin Reaves on the Lakers win over the Bulls.
Austin, just first of all, your thoughts on the starting lineup, and things seem to click pretty quickly. What did you think that was?
I felt like we just played really good basketball out the gate. When you have that much talent on the court, Bron, AD, D'Lo especially, and then you kind of fit me and Vando in there, hustle guys, play the right way. That's really what I thought we started the game off really the right way, just playing the right way and making the extra pass and, just a lot of energy.
We know you have a good relationship with Pat Bev for his time, and he did the whole thing with LeBron. Just take us through it.
He did it last time we played to Bron. It wasn't something I thought about doing all game, but I felt like right time, right situation, and like you said, me and Pat's got a good relationship. I respect him. It's just me competing.
You mentioned the team effort of the starting unit. I just wanted to know your thoughts on LeBron. Just his second game back, it seemed like he had a big impact on your guys' performance tonight as a group.
Yeah, it's LeBron James. Really good basketball player. Anytime, you can have him on your team or back with us, first game, a lot of stuff didn't go the way we wanted to. Energy wasn't there, but obviously he missed, I don't know how many weeks, a month with the foot, so it's kind of hard to, just jump back in and, hit the ground running. But, props to him. He came out, gave us a lot of energy from the get-go. And, like I said, it's always good having a player that good.
Austin, what was the biggest difference with AD this game compared with last game? Obviously we see the points, we see the field goal attempts, the free throws, but Darvin said he felt like he was just more assertive and kind of set the tone early, and you guys kind of fed off that.
Yeah, for sure. Basically the same. From the get-go, you could tell he was going to be very aggressive and, to say the least, was going to, carry us 38 and 10, made big time shots down the stretch, floaters, threes. So when you see, one of your best players, giving out that much energy in the first quarter, you really just give him the ball and get out of the way. And if he passes it, do something good. If not, let him go do what he does.
All right, that's Austin Reaves right there on the Lakers win over the Chicago Bulls. Let's take another quick call here, and we'll go to LeBron. McGee in San Pedro. What's going on, McGee?
What's going on, Alan? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, buddy. 6 to go. What'd you think tonight?
Tonight was a battle of the mind for our team. Our rotation needs to be cut down because we're just bringing in too many guys now. And I like the guys, but I don't see playoff veins in all these guys' hearts. Beasley, leave him alone, Laker Nation. This guy is a playoff performer. He's a guy you need. He's streaky, but I like Malik Beasley. I've always liked him on the Nuggets, the Wolves. He's been in the playoffs. Lonnie, I like him, but he's never been in the playoffs, and that does matter, okay? I've been listening to Ireland because I have been listening to the radio. I hear too many turnovers when the game is supposed to be going good for us. Like our momentum has to stay consistent. Like we're 18 up, then we're back down to 6. And it's too back and forth. You know what I mean? It's just got to be.
And they're extreme, McGee, and I appreciate you calling in. They're extreme swings, right? Like it's not a they were up 17 and then they were down 3. And then they went back up 18 and then they were up 9 or whatever the case is. But I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate all the points. I'm just going to say this on the one point you made about Malik Beasley. That's fine that you can go deliver in, once you get to the playoffs, but when you're desperate for wins, you got to play the guys that are delivering. So it's not a matter of maybe he's just in a cold streak right now, but that doesn't justify, hey, let's give him a ton of minutes to get out of it. If it's going to cost you some, obviously, you just can't. You're not in a position where it can cost you a game or the risk of costing you a game. And I'm not saying that was the case tonight. I'm just saying in general. Okay, here's LeBron on the Lakers win over the Bulls, 121-110.
There were so many games, and the only way I could get my work in was to get on the floor and go individuals. So my first live action in those 4 weeks was the game on Sunday. So that's it.
Was this then something that they helped you moving forward because you looked like your old self, even better than you did on Sunday?
I'm just trusting the work that I've been putting in. I know I put in a lot of work. I know my body. There's only 2 people that know. Probably there's only one other person that know my body more than me. That's Mike. So once I get the clearance from him and I feel confident in what I can do on the floor, then I just go out and just go and just play.
LeBron, we got that look at the game, the All-Star break with you and D'Lo in AD. Small sample size, but it looked really good. Tonight, looked good again. Austin was in there. What do you like about that group and what's clicking?
I think the number one thing is we have multiple ball handlers, so no one has to feel like they need to stress handling the ball from every possession. We got shot makers in that starting lineup, and we have a lot of length. Myself, Vando, obviously AR, and AD obviously at the rim. So, D'Lo's actually pretty long as well. So it gives us a lot to do defensively as well.
When Anthony's playing like that, how much room does it create out there on the court for the rest of the
He always plays like that. You just got to kick him in the ass every now and then. But he always plays like that, so I ain't never worried about him.
But I guess in terms of when he's got going like that, the space he's able to create on the court for the rest of you guys?
Well, he's one of the most dynamic players that we have in our league. And especially when he's shooting the ball like that, especially from the perimeter, he's able to knock down a 3-2 that kind of open up the space, then it just makes him even more just unguardable, and then it just helps the rest of the team. And for us, as the supporting cast, we just try to do our part, try to find them early and often, late and often, go from there.
Brian, what did you like about the energy that the starters played with? And first start together, but those first 6 minutes.
We understood the assignment. We understand this is every road trip is huge, but because of our season and the way things have gone, this is the biggest road trip for us at this moment. So they came into our building on Sunday and took advantage of us, and we wanted to try to get some get back, and we were able to do that.
Darvin mentioned that you're on a minutes restriction, but he extended that slightly just because of how you're playing and how you're feeling.
I've been on minutes restriction for like 10 years now.
So
seriously. If you ask any of my coaches the last 10 years, I've been on minutes restrictions for the last 10 years. Coaches have been putting me on minutes restrictions for 10 straight years.
So I was going to ask, how long is that, the rest of the road trip, half the road trip? Timeline on that?
Obviously I want to continue to build up my stamina. Physically, I feel pretty good. I'm still getting a little of my quick twitch, my bounce back. So that'll take a couple more games. So I think by the end of the road trip, I should be pretty good.
D'Lo and Austin were combined 14 for 20 from the field. Having them doing that from the backcourt, how much does that help the offense, help the team even more?
We just keep everybody off balance. When you have that type of scoring in the starting lineup, you got D'Lo scoring threat, Austin scoring threat, obviously myself and AD scoring threat. Yeah, Vando hit two threes for us, but with his offensive rebounding ability, so it's just you can't, as a defense, just key in on one guy no more, because of our ability that we have in that starting lineup. So when you have our starting backcourt go for 14 for 20, and just very efficient. I think AR only missed one shot. It was just that's big time.
One more on that group.
Yeah.
scoring, hit him with the too small back. Did you see that live? Like, what kind of went through your mind when you did that?
The AR always got my back. Always. Even though he loved Kobe back in the day. I forgive him.
Just wanted to see if you had any thoughts on the McDonald's All-American game.
Just too emotional. Super duper emotional. Watching my boy out there with the best players in the country. That was just a surreal moment. I just was thinking about my moment 20 years ago, and being super proud to just be out there and represent my city, represent my family, and trying to put on a show. Now that I look back on it, I feel like it was set up for. There's been a lot of stuff that's been some funny things about my career. Now I look back on it, the fact that it was in Cleveland is a little weird to me now that I think about it. But I was super proud of Bronny, man. This ain't definitely not about me. It's about Bronny and what he was able to. He showed that he belonged. He showed that he could play with anybody in the country. And more importantly, he's just a great kid. And he deserved every moment that he had yesterday. And our family's super proud of him.
All right, that's LeBron James right there. You know, that's a much better post-game interview than it was on Sunday, where it felt like Bron was still waiting to see how's he feel, health-wise, everything else. That really wasn't brought up, so that was great to see. And tonight he didn't look like a player that was favoring anything. And, when you end up like he did, played 31 minutes, took 19 shots at 10 of them, 25, 7, and 4, that's a really, really good sign for the Lakers for this final stretch. Anthony Davis when we come back. Stay right here. This is the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
What's up, everybody? Y'all know who this is. I ain't got to tell you, but I'm going to tell you anyway. This is Gary Payton, the glove. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Join me at Yamava Casino and Resort on Monday. Y'all heard me. Monday, April the 3rd. That's right. I'll be hanging out with Sedano, if y'all know him, and Cap from ESPNLA. They want to hang out with me, man, so I'm going to go hang out with them. You know what I'm saying? Try to do it. But, we'll be watching the college championship game. It's going to be it's going to be a beast. I know y'all want to be there. Man, I'm going to be giving away prizes and more, man. So look here. Come hang out with me. I'll see you there. Man, Championship Monday, NCAA, baby. I'm going to be there. Come get with me. Later.
Lakers play here.
You're listening to the Pizza Hut Lakers Postgame Show.
Highlights from tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line. The Los Angeles Lakers on 710 ESPN.
Presented by Pizza Hut.
Big is back. It's bigger, it's cheesier. The Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal.
Big New Yorker only at pizzahut.com.
Once again,
here's Alan Sliwa.
All right, 121 and 110, the final score. We still got Anthony Davis we're going to take a quick listen to and then preview the next game for the Lakers. Ken in Newport Beach. Ken, appreciate you calling in. What's going on?
Well, crazy game. The starting lineup of the Lakers right today is the second or third best starting lineup in the NBA. They were 113 plus in the plus-minus today, and it was absolutely amazing. Problem was the bench scored 14 points, and they were minus 78. Another terrible game for both Dennis and Beasley, 2 for 10. Somebody has got to tell Darvin Ham, in my opinion, in the organization, that you rotate your starters. You don't take them all out at the same time, because the starters are phenomenal. The bench is not. But great game. And by the way, in that OKC game, they tipped in the winning 2 points with 3 seconds left to win that game against Detroit.
Yeah, we saw it here in the studio. Ken, appreciate you calling in. Listen, I'll take my chances with the Lakers kind of figuring out how they'll figure out that bench unit. Dennis Schroeder, I like, pretty consistent. Hopefully Beasley can get it going. Use Lonnie Walker if he can't get it going. Hopefully Rui can hit some shots. But I agree, that starting lineup is really, really good. And now you're just going to have to figure out how to stagger some of these guys so you're not putting so much pressure on the Lakers bench. Anthony Davis had a game that we needed from Anthony Davis. 38 and 10, 2 steals, 2 block shots. Here's AD on the win.
AD, LeBron was just talking about the starting lineup, and clearly it worked pretty well. Sometimes NBA teams, you need a little bit of time to develop that kind of cohesion, but can basketball IQ or the D'Lo and Austin F, can that fast track some of that kind of thing?
Yeah, for sure. I think everybody is selfless. What kind of helps it. Obviously, like you say, when limited practice times and LeBron just getting back, D'Lo getting back. I think the IQ level is so high that we're able to fast track things and read the game, and figure out stuff on the fly. So that's a good thing about having a high IQ guys. You don't really need practice. We can just kind of talk about it and then just kind of execute it.
You've obviously come back to your hometown a lot over your career, but do you still get excited coming back here and playing in this building, given your career?
Yeah. You get a chance to play in front of family and friends. We only get to come here once in my entire career, once a season. So, I always look forward to coming back home. Kind of one of the first games I look at when the schedule drops in the beginning of the year when I go back home. So, it's always a great feeling coming back in, especially getting the win.
Having guys healthy, I don't know if flipping the switch is the right term, but do you feel like with this group, if you focus and execute, you have all it takes to kind of do this task?
We got scoring, we got shooting, we got playmaking, we got defensive guys. I think we got everything we need. It's just about going out and applying it. Sometimes we have lapses in the game. Sometimes we have lapses in the game that kind of bite us in the what. So my bad, Dan. So I think if we come out and play the way we played tonight with a focus and sense of urgency, knowing the position we're in, I think we'll be fine. I think we clicked on all cylinders tonight, and if we continue to do that, we can definitely, make a run. And I think we got all the right pieces, from top to bottom.
You guys have had probably something like 80 different starting lineups in the last 2 years. This was another new one tonight. Didn't feel like it. What did you like about the balance with that group specifically?
Like I said, all the guys are selfless. We play for each other. We make the right plays. Obviously it's different. Austin used to, coming off the bench, and then he, starts the last 2 games. Braun coming off the bench, and he was going to come back and start. D'Lo comes back. So it's just, I think it all goes down to just the IQ and us being selfish and playing, for each other, knowing, what our goal is. And I think that makes things a lot easier.
Having Austin and Lou combined with 20 from the field, having the backcourt do that, how much did that help the offense?
Yeah, when him and D'Lo are playing like that, Austin and D'Lo, it opens up the floor, for me and Bron. As you see, it was no more double teams. Bron able to get his ISOs on the post. The pocket passes start getting a lot more clear. Guys making shots, so you got to stay home. So it's good when these guys are making shots and playing to the level that we know that they're capable of. Because it opens up so many avenues on the offensive end.
What about Austin doing the Pat Bear?
Yeah, that's.
What you think?
Yeah, he got Bron, so he got him back for Bron. But yeah, man, it's all love though.
All right, that's Anthony Davis right there. Lakers Timberwolves coming up on Friday. That's the big one. So you won this game against the Bulls. You ended up splitting that 2-game set, which sounds about right. I think sweeping on either side would have been tough for both teams. But the Lakers lost on Sunday, win tonight, and the Timberwolves game is there's a lot riding on that game. Minnesota's playing good basketball. They really are. Just in the last couple of days, I've seen them beat Sacramento on the road, seen they beat Golden State on the road. They're right now playing Phoenix on the road, so they're trending in the right direction. They're up 3 right now against Phoenix, and to get them, Minnesota will have the tiebreaker on the Lakers, so it's kind of the Lakers' last chance to get a chance to pass the Minnesota Timberwolves. But that game's coming up on Friday. It's a pregame at 3:30, tip-offs at 5 o'clock. Quick shout-out here. Thank you to Michael Funches. Thank you to Laura Romo, George Briones, Brian Cohen, Josh Martinez on the social department. I'm back on tomorrow. We'll have all our local shows tomorrow, so just a reminder there. And then the next Lakers game is coming up on Friday night. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. I'm Alan Sliwa. This has been the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Thank you for listening to Lakers Basketball Tonight.
Lakers Basketball on ESPNLA is sponsored by Subaru of Glendale,
the #1 volume Subaru dealer in California.
Lakers Basketball. Big is back. It's bigger, it's cheesier. The Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal. $13.99 Big New Yorker, only at PizzaHut.com.